And good morning. Welcome to This Day.
Welcome to This Day.
Yes.
It's Thursday, March 14th, and it's also National Learn About Butterfly Day.
Very good. And the monarchs are back.
They are, and we'll tell you a lot about the monarchs as well as the migration and the different types of species of butterflies that there are right after Ken tells us who's on.
All right. On our show today, Dr. John Hovannisian is here from Harvard Eye Associates. He's going to talk about laser cataract surgery. Also from the Christian Women's Connection, we're going to have a guest on talking about their upcoming meeting, and they're going to have sort of a sale as well there to raise some funds. And Brian Gruner is coming on again with the recreation news, but specifically he's going to be talking about the health and wellness fair that is coming up, and he's going to bring a couple guests that are sponsors of that event. And we're going to be doing a segment with the Globe headlines, and Jennifer Carmarker was back for one more time. Well, not one more time, she'll be back again, but 2 weeks in a row with Jen.
I know, and she'll be back in a couple months. All right, well, the meetings that we have today is we have the Garden Village Association meeting, which will be in Clubhouse 5 at 10 a.m. We have the Mutual 50 Agenda Workshop, which will be in the Towers Key Club at 1 p.m. We have the GRF CAC meeting, and that will be in the boardroom at 1:30. And we have the United Resident Advisory Committee meeting, and that'll be in the Sycamore Room at 4 p.m. All right, well, spring and summer are just around the corner, and so it is an excellent time to take a few minutes and learn something about butterflies. So butterflies need our help to survive as they rely on flowers and other natural sources for survival. We can help them by planting more flowers. There are more than 20,000 types of butterflies worldwide, and I only have 4 different ones there, so you can imagine how many beautiful different kinds there are. Sometimes their wingspans can be as much as 11 inches long. So as you see on the right, that's 11 inches long there, and the rest are all varying sizes. Butterflies in their adult stage can live from a week to nearly a year, depending on the species. Many butterflies migrate over long distances. Particularly famous migrations are those of the monarch butterfly from Mexico to the northern United States and southern Canada, a distance of about 2,500 to 3,000 miles. Now, I've been seeing them for the last few days flying around, and the next picture you'll see is a poor person who was driving through somewhere and just got hammered by a whole bunch of them, the poor dead butterflies on the front of his car. So if you've been seeing them flying around, that's definitely what's going on. Now, the earliest found fossils are of a small moth of Jurassic age, around 190 million years old. Butterflies evolved from moths. The oldest butterfly is found from approximately 55 million years old, and the oldest United States butterfly is approximately 34 million years old, and that's the only fossil that they have. So there you have it. You should be an expert on butterfly history. Ken, have you seen them around?
Yes, you know, it was funny. Yesterday, when I was driving home right at the corner here of El Toro and Moulton, stopped there. All of a sudden, all these, they could have been butterflies, there were butterflies. I saw just a couple, and at first I thought it was leaves blowing by, and it was dozens and dozens that were flying through the intersection. So yes, I did see those, so pretty neat. Now, what's neat is, of course, this warm weather that is heading our way. Wind today and tomorrow, maybe Saturday. In fact, we had a lot of overnight wind. It'll subside a little bit in the afternoon, but then we'll be getting more of that wind coming our way tomorrow and possibly Saturday, so be prepared for that. And I think I mentioned yesterday that I've had my sprinklers off pretty much for months. I'm gonna have to turn them on this week because it's gonna be so drying out there. I'm not worried about the lawn or anything like that, but you know, the flower beds and things. So I'm gonna have to put up just one day. I'm just gonna have them on Saturday. All right, but going forward, look at this beautiful weather in the 70s all the way through next week, possibly to Tuesday. Coming in next week, though, probably Wednesday and or Thursday, there's another system coming in that, another rainy system that'll come in, maybe anywhere from Wednesday to Thursday. You know, that's kind of just the prediction at this point, but it will be here, and can't really say how much rain it'll be, but the rain will be back with us the middle of next week. Let's take a look around Orange County, and just absolutely beautiful out. As you can see, anywhere from the upper 60s to 70s. And as I said, those offshore winds, they're really coming down almost straight down from the north, not so much the northeast. So when they get down here, they'll kind of spin around a little bit and produce those. So therefore, a little bit in the afternoon, then overnight tomorrow, and then maybe all the way through Saturday. So we'll see about that. But some gusts in certain areas are pretty strong. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Welcome back. I'm Kiana Lee. Today we're talking to Dr. Chuck Lee of 7-Day Dental. Today's topic is dental implants. Doctor, what do we need to know about dental implants?
Well, when you lose a tooth, you lose bone. With a dental implant, it maintains your bone, and it's an easy procedure. We are open 7 days a week, 365 days a year for all your dental needs.
Thank you, doctor. So come on in and get your 7-Day Dental smile.
Your body is made for work, play, and adventure. All the things that make life amazing. But when pain gets in the way, turn to Hoag Orthopedic Institute to get you back to doing the things you love. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, we're experts at getting you out of pain and back to golf, running, or yoga. Whatever makes you, you.
Looking for a change of scenery? You don't have to play golf to enjoy all that 19 Restaurant and Lounge has to offer. From a delicious breakfast menu to our delectable lunch and dinner specials. At 19 Restaurant and Lounge, there is something for everyone. Relax with your friends and family and take in the beautiful view from our spacious patio. Or enjoy a cocktail and appetizer in our lounge. 19 Restaurant and Lounge is a great place to socialize, enjoy a meal, or simply take in the view. Join us 7 days a week and experience Laguna Woods' exclusive dining experience.
Hey Laguna Woods, it's Ken.
And Lisa.
Did you miss an episode of This Day? Not to worry. Head over to youtube.com and search Village Television.
Here you can find each episode of This Day and other community programs such as Good Day OC, Discovering Laguna Woods, and much more.
Just click the red subscribe button, then click the bell to be emailed every time we upload a video.
Don't miss out.
And subscribe today.
The eye care experts at Harvard Eye Associates have been treating the vision of patients in Southern California for over 30 years. As a leader in multi-specialty eye care, our doctors specialize in cataracts, glaucoma, retina, cornea, LASIK vision correction, oculoplastics, and diabetic eye care. As an approved FDA research center, our doctors offer surgical techniques and technology not available to the general public. Harvard Eye Associates, the future of vision today. Laguna Hills, San Clemente. Call 800-974-EYES.
Well, Dr. John Hovannisian is here from Harvard Eye Associates. Always good to see you, sir.
Nice to see you.
Welcome back.
Thank you, Ken. It is a pleasure to be here.
You know, one quick thing, let's bring it up before we get into your topic. All of a sudden we go from all this kind of moist weather over the days, and now over the next 6 days, 7 days, we're getting dry weather, not necessarily hot, warm compared to how it's been, but we got the wind conditions out there. Maybe you could give us like a couple tips on that.
That's right. It is becoming high season for what we call ocular surface disease, which means dryness and allergy and anything that, just because the environment, now you got the dry wind, and if it blows in from the desert, it's particularly bad because it carries all the dust and all the mold that's been growing and all the pollen, which all leads to allergy, and that's what makes us miserable. So be prepared for it. If it itches, a good rule of thumb is if it's itchy, put cold on it, because that's probably allergy, cool compresses. If it's burny and not so itchy, try warm compresses.
Okay.
And of course, alternating or trying one, you're never gonna hurt yourself by trying both. But,
that's a good point. You know, what you just said is so true. We've had months of rain, and so all this extra stuff has grown. And once we get into April and May, once this rain kind of goes away, it's just going to be...
It's going to be quite a summer.
Plethora of pollen.
Right. It's going to be a sunny, warm summer with a lot of watered plants. We're going to see a lot of growth, and let's hope we all feel good. And let's get outside and enjoy that as well.
Yes.
We can.
All right, we're talking about the subject today is laser cataract surgery. And I know we've kind of touched on this before, cataract surgery, laser surgery.
Yeah, so there's a lot of confusion around this, isn't there? A lot of our patients have thought that we've always done cataract surgery with lasers, and for about 5 years it's been common, but it's not the most common way we do cataract surgery. So, of course, in cataract surgery, it's the most common procedure we do, especially for older folks. What we're treating is the front of the eye, the lens of the eye internally. That lens becomes cloudy, and when it does, the world's best glasses don't fix the problem. You've got to remove and replace the lens, and that's what cataract surgery does. So, you know, the whole eye is shown there in our picture, but it's that front part of the eye where the lens is that we're replacing with cataract surgery. So in traditional surgery, we've gone in with instruments and broken up the lens. We use ultrasound to soften the lens and then to vacuum it out in tiny little pieces. And then we slip a new lens implant in the eye. Well, about 5 years ago, laser cataract surgery came along, and what a laser does in this case is takes the most precise steps of cataract surgery and automates them with the precision of a laser. So it makes the openings inside the eye that we otherwise make by hand. It softens the lens of the eye before we even touch the eye with instruments, so that when we go in, it's more like we're just extracting the lens rather than breaking it up, and so that we can then put a lens implant to an eye that's almost perfectly prepared to receive it.
Wow.
So it simplifies the surgery.
Now, is this used in all cases, or it just depends?
Well, there's cost in it that's not covered by insurance, unfortunately, and so not everybody chooses it or can afford it. And to be sure, we do really good cataract surgery with or without a laser. It's not required to do a good job, but it's about 50% of my patients who choose to have us use a laser to do the procedure. And you know, it avoids some complications. It makes healing faster. It helps us to do a gentler surgery, less traumatic, and so it has a lot of benefits. But it's you know, but there is a cost that comes with it.
Now, is the higher cost because it's still new, or is it one of those things like once the technology moves on, as we've seen, the cost goes way down?
Yeah, you know, that's a great question, and it's partly because it's new. It's partly because the cost of actually doing the laser treatment are high, and they're not something Medicare covers. It's also because while we're using the laser to do those steps, it also can help to fine-tune the vision for distance, so that we can at least give a person the ability to see clear, far vision, so they can see road signs and see their television screen without glasses. So there's a couple of benefits to it. And you know, we wish that it were covered by insurance. We'd like this to be available to everybody. We're not the ones who decide what it costs. We just want our patients to have access to the best technology that's available, and so we offer it and leave it up to patients.
Okay, let's ask the question that I'm thinking about, and I think probably a lot of other people. LASIK surgery, cataract surgery, laser cataract surgery.
Right.
You got three things there that are all...
So what is that? That's a perfect question, because with LASIK, this is a procedure for people who have a clear lens inside their eye, in other words, who have not developed cataract, or people who've had prior cataract surgery can also undergo LASIK. So whether you've got a lens that was implanted or a young, healthy lens that God gave you, as long as it's clear, you can consider LASIK. And what LASIK does is in a completely different part of the eye. What we're doing is giving the person their glasses or their contact lens prescription directly on the surface of the eye, on the cornea. So the very front window there, the first thing that what you touch when you put a contact lens in is the cornea. It's the front clear part of the eye, and that is where we alter the shape by just removing microns, tiny bits of tissue, to alter the curvature and the focusing. So LASIK uses a different kind of laser than laser cataract surgery. LASIK gives you your contact lens prescription for those people whose problem really is that they'd rather not wear glasses, but don't have a cataract.
Okay, so when you're doing laser cataract surgery, are you also alternating the cornea if need be to do two things at once?
We are, and although it's not the same laser that we use in LASIK, it's a little different approach. We do alter the shape of the cornea to fine-tune its focus. We correct astigmatism, and between that and the choice of the lens implant that we put inside the eye, we can pretty well fine-tune things so that we have a very precise delivery of clearer vision. So there's lots of advantages to this nice technology of using a laser instead of hand-performed cataract surgery.
Okay, another question. I always have lots of questions for you, and something we've mentioned before: those who may have had LASIK surgery in the past I know, I think it was last year, my sister had cataract surgery. She was about fairly young, 50,
Yeah,
51.
that's young.
And she had LASIK surgery probably when she was like 33, 34.
Yeah.
So there were more complications for the other surgery because of the LASIK. Is that usually the case?
So this is a very common thing, because
Right.
so many of our patients coming for cataract surgery have had prior LASIK or other procedures, and it does add an element of complexity to the planning of the procedure. It doesn't make the surgery itself harder to perform, but it makes it more uncertain how we measure the eye before surgery, so we know precisely what implant to put in. We have very good formulas for doing this and a lot of practice, but an eye that's had prior LASIK has more plus and minus, if you will, more uncertainty on exactly how it will heal after the procedure and how it will focus. So what we end up doing for many of those patients is cataract surgery, and sometimes we'll do a second procedure with LASIK. Even if they had LASIK before, they'll have cataract surgery and they may need a touch-up with LASIK afterwards to fine-tune that vision if the implant was right, but then the eye healed and changed. Because of the LASIK, we can then adjust it again. So we have a way to solve the problem, but it does add a level of complexity.
Yeah, it took her, I think, a little bit longer because of that, everything came out fine. Yeah. Now, is this what you're looking at?
Yeah. So in laser cataract surgery, the instrument measures the eye. So we don't have access to any of this kind of information when we do hand cataract surgery. The laser precisely maps the eye down to the level of the cell, and then we, the surgeon, can lay out the parameters for exactly how it's cutting, where it's cutting, how it's softening the lens, and that really, it's like if you had to draw a circle on a piece of paper, or you had a template to draw it around. I can draw a pretty good circle because I've had good practice with it, but I'm not nearly as precise as I am when I use a template to do it.
Right.
So the laser gives us that kind of precision, and that does translate to a little better predictability of the visual outcome and a little better healing time and avoiding some complications. So it has some nice advantages relative to standard cataract surgery. But having said that, standard cataract surgery is still a terrific procedure that we do in many of our patients and have great results with.
Yeah, and I know that with the technology advances, things just get better and better, and one day hopefully this technique will be covered by insurance programs.
We'd love to see that happen, and we're even working our way toward treatments where we can prevent cataracts. Wouldn't it be nice if people didn't need surgery for cataracts? I'm not sure what I would do for a living, but I'll find something else, and I would love it if our patients didn't have to go through surgery to see better.
That would be something. Is that something they're working on?
It won't come soon, because developing cataracts is a little bit like our hair getting gray or our skin getting old, and we don't, it's a very complicated process, and we don't have a simple solution.
So you haven't made that infomercial yet.
Yes, right. I don't know about you, but I could use all of that.
But that, it's all good news, because it's just the advances are terrific, and when you folks at Harvard Eye and in other, just the whole area of Orange County and Southern California, we're very fortunate to have great advancement in eye care and technology.
I say it all the time. We're in the Silicon Valley of eye care here in Orange County. We're particularly lucky in my practice because we have the largest practice here in Orange County, and so we are leaders in helping our industry to bring better technology forward. So we do a lot of research studies that patients can choose to voluntarily participate in, and they get access to technology that a lot of doctors have never heard of, but are kind of common practice for us in our place. So.
All right, very good. Always good. Always good to see you.
Words out of your mouth.
I know. And again, the wind's out there. Take care of yourself. And Harvard Eye Associates is located right down the road here, over by whatever that mall is going to be called.
Right across from Gate 2.
Gate 2.
Right? And right across from the flagpoles of Saddleback Hospital. From the front end.
Yeah, easy to get to.
Get your lubricant eye drops this week. It's going to be windy. You're going to need them for your sensitive eyes. So.
Yeah, we've already have felt it just in one day. So what a difference.
You can sense it.
Take care of yourself. Say hi to everyone over there, and we'll be right back.
Yep.
individual care, specialized care. At Harvard Eye Associates, your vision and quality of life can be trusted to a group of specialists that provide advanced technology for the treatment of cataracts, including laser-assisted surgery, a broad range of intraocular lenses, and astigmatism correction. Come join the circle of care at Harvard Eye Associates, where the future of vision is today.
I'm a strong believer that there's something for everyone out there. But some people never stop searching. I've looked long and hard through these parts, and I thank my lucky stars I stumbled across a special place, a unique place, where you never know what you'll find. The Trading Post, only on Channel 6.
Are you looking for a better way to manage your medication? MedBox by AmeriPharma has redefined the pharmacy experience. No more pill organizers and vials. When we fill your prescriptions, you get all your medications conveniently packaged by the dose and delivered to your door at no additional cost. This means no change in insurance, copays, or out-of-pocket expenses. Call our specialists today and discover the new way of pharmacy. MedBox by AmeriPharma.
As a professional licensed realtor, you have worked countless hours to ensure your reputation is the best. Your clients know they can trust your judgment, that you'll be around when they need you, and that you will deliver what you promise. In escrow, one company has set that same standard for excellence. Escrow Options Group offers more than just outstanding escrow services. White glove concierge services, wire and fraud protection, custom estimates, and more at no extra charge. Choose the company that mirrors your professionalism. Escrow Options Group. Experience a better option of escrow services.
Hi everybody, I'm Sean Thomas. Sports Talk. Come join me here every Thursday morning at 11:30 a.m. for sports news, highlights, and interviews for all of Laguna Woods and around the world. Put it on your calendar. It's a great way to start your day with me and the Sports Talk way.
Well, I'd like to welcome Jo Herendeen. And Jo is with the Laguna Woods Christian Women's Connection. She's been on before, and I'd like to welcome you back. Always good to have you here.
Nice to be here.
Yes, and today we are specifically talking about something that is coming up on March 19th, and you're presenting the Find Your Spring Treasure buffet luncheon, and one of the special parts about this, well, two really, you're going to have an upscale resale fashion show, and you're going to have a guest speaker, Heidi Orson, who's going to talk about her life's journey, and it's entitled Hide and Seek.
Oh, it's always fun.
Yeah.
Every month it's fun.
So tell us about this fashion show.
Well, upscale resale, I do all my shopping there. And I just love saving money. It doesn't every lady like to save money, and the husbands like it too.
Yes. Now, is this a place that's nearby here?
Yes, it's over behind Tuesday Morning on Ridge Route.
Okay.
And they're open every day. And in April, they're going to be open every Sunday.
Okay.
And the people that I've introduced to the store, they love it and thank me.
I never knew it was there. Now, is this primarily fashions for women?
No, it has everything from coffee pots to,
oh,
it's a
okay.
boutique, very well done, gently used items.
Okay, so it's over by where the Tuesday Morning was.
Behind Tuesday Morning.
Oh, behind it. Okay, I didn't know. I didn't even know if that other place was still there.
Oh yes, they've been there for years. They have volunteers. And
very good.
And when you buy there, you're helping people get back to work and mothers to get a place to live. And so it just says.
Oh, very nice.
Very
I'll have to look into that one day.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna have someone come by and maybe do a fashion show, kind of showing what's
they're
available.
They're going to have they're going to bring their own models, and we don't get to model.
No. Okay.
No.
Now, will people be able to buy right then, or is it more about showing
they won't.
what's available?
It's just showing how you can save money and put your money to a better place.
That's very nice. Yeah, I didn't know that was over there.
Oh, you have to come over.
I will one day. Now, the guest speaker is Heidi Orson, and she's going to talk about where her subject is hide and seek. Now, tell me about her.
Well, these are our speakers are well trained, and they just don't let anybody get up on the stage. And it's always an inspirational talk how God has changed their lives. And it's just you know, our club is 80 years old, and it's international.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so I have been in it for years, and except when I've been out of the country or in another area, because it's everywhere. It's in 40 countries.
That's nice. So you can connect with people
and
elsewhere.
different cities. You can, and it's a friendly place where everyone can come. All faiths can come. And we just welcome everybody. There's never a stranger.
And you folks normally have a meeting the third Tuesday of the month, right?
Every third Tuesday of the month. So you could just go through your calendar and mark off the third Tuesday and don't make other appointments.
All right. Now, again, you always have a nice luncheon. And this is $14, right?
Yes.
And the important thing is,
that includes everything.
Is to make a reservation for this.
Yes,
right?
it's very important. But we do have walk-ins, but you know, our caterer does need to know about how many are coming. And we have a lovely caterer, wonderful.
Oh, I bet, yeah. And I do want to mention, because I forgot to, it's at Clubhouse 7, and it will be on the 19th at 11:45 a.m. to 1:30.
And there's no gate there,
right,
so
no
you
gate
can come in. Yeah.
So it's going to be a great. You got a lot going on.
Oh, it's amazing, and every month is
You got
different.
the fashion show, a guest speaker.
At Easter we will have Easter bonnets and prizes, and the women love it because it's in the middle of the day, and if you're working, you can take a couple hours off and have lunch, and bring your neighbor.
Yeah, that's nice.
You bring your neighbor, and it's just a fun day.
Now you also have, if people want to be a part of this, on Wednesdays you have a Bible study tea, and then on Tuesdays as well you have a Bible study.
Yes, in different areas.
Yeah.
And those are wonderful because they're open to everybody and to many people who have never opened the Bible.
Yeah.
And it's not intimidating like some Bible classes.
Yeah, that's
and so
that's
it's a wonderful thing.
All right, so again, this is going to be next week, Tuesday, March 19th at 11:45 over at Clubhouse 7, and it's going to entitled Find Your Spring Treasure, and they're going to have a guest speaker and a fashion show. And if you'd like to go, you can call Joe at 949-939-2431. And by the way, you can go on there on the club website and then get a link.
Yeah, I suggest they come early to get a table. It's going to be, it'll probably be crowded.
Yeah,
you want to get all your friends together.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. Very good. Joe, good to see you again.
Oh, it's nice to see you.
You take care. We'll
Thank
see you again.
I'm very happy to be here.
And we'll be right back.
For wood flooring and more, it's LA Carpet.
Now during their 2-day sale, visit their showroom now and get 65% off wood flooring, laminate, and waterproof flooring.
Plus, get 5-year, 0% financing.
LA Carpet, #1 for you.
Welcome back. Again, we get to have Jennifer Carmarker from the Globe, who's going to tell us about all the things that are on the front page and inside the Globe. Welcome back.
Thank you. It's great to be here again.
Nice to have you. Yes. So we've got a kind of a big project that's going on here in the village. Tell me about it.
Well, it is called the Village Centenarian Project.
Centenarian.
And centenarians are being honored in the latest collaboration between the Laguna Woods Village Camera Club and the Video Club.
Now, before you go on, explain to everyone what a centenarian is.
That is somebody who has reached the 100-year mark.
There we go.
Yes.
And we have quite a few, I hear.
We have almost 80 centenarians here in Laguna Woods Village.
That's amazing.
And yeah, so they're trying to reach out, and they're hoping that the publicity in the Globe will reach more that want to participate.
And they have amazing stories, I'm sure.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine 100 years?
No, what you've seen in that amount of time.
Yes. So anyway, Cindy Whitney, which of course our viewers know from Discovering Laguna Woods Village, her show, and Judy Saxon from the Right Now show, they are inquiring of century-old residents their most remarkable achievements, and just a little bit about, you know, what they've seen during their lifetimes. And the project actually was born within the Laguna Woods Village Thrive Task Force. It was inspired by Czech Republic photographer Jan Langer's 2017 work called Faces of Century, in which he created the concept of juxtaposing a number of centenarians alongside images of their younger selves. There, as we said, over 80 residents, or nearly 80 residents, over the age of 100 here in the village. And staff members actually sent out snail mail invites to residents who were eligible. And then Video Club member Betsy Martin, who is the liaison to the centenarians, she ran into unexpected obstacle. She said during the first round of casting, she would call people to come in, and nobody could make it. They were too busy.
Wow.
So that says something about our centenarians here in Laguna Woods Village. In total, Lucy Parker and her co-director Mark Rabinovich aim to capture 15 residents. Now, Mark is the photographer who served as past president of the Camera Club. I know he's been on TV6 quite a bit. He is shooting the headshots. And then the club will be expanding the concept to add a video portion to the still photography.
Good. That's great.
And they have photographed 5 participants thus far, with 2 more scheduled. And Irving Picken, who you might remember, turned 110 in December.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we featured him in the Globe. Every year we have a little photo of him at the fitness center.
So wouldn't he be maybe the oldest person in the United States?
Well, I don't think in the United States, but he's got to be close. He's got to be close.
I think I just saw an article not too long ago that there was somebody who was like 108. Well, he takes that one.
Right.
So we should tell somebody else about that.
I think he must be probably one of the top 10. Anyway, he is also going to be a participant, and he is the oldest participant in the project.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so that's kind of fun. So that'll be coming up, and they're hoping to collaborate with the Laguna Woods History Center and maybe do sort of a gallery type showing of the photographs.
Yeah, well, I'm assuming that we'll be showing that on TV at some point.
I would think so.
On TV6.
Yeah, exciting stuff. So I also wanted to talk about our story about the United Mutual Board. They met Tuesday. They approved a new caregiver policy. It eases restrictions and permits eligible underage outsiders access through the gates during it's effective immediately. It has also passed the 28-day waiting period, so that is effective immediately. The new policy removes requirements to obtain a physician's certificate or fill out a private caregiver application for family members not living in the unit longer than 60 days. Caregivers would still need to satisfy a background check, be fingerprinted, and be registered with the California Department of Social Services. United Mutual attorney Jeff Beaumont gave his stamp of approval, assuring the policy's legality, but turned the board's attention to a more pertinent long-term issue to consider. If not enforced to state standard, the community's 55-plus age restriction status may be compromised over time. Now, per California state law on age-restricted communities, the board must be able to prove that at least 80% of the residents are in compliance with the age restriction. The 20% cushion is intentional to allow for exceptions such as underage spouses or caregivers. A number of directors voiced disapproval, fearing it will open the gates to anyone over 18 years of age. But VMS staffers, including Security Chief Tim Moy and a few directors, argued in favor of the policy, speaking on behalf of the few residents that do need this. So the policy did pass with a 7-3 vote, and it's effective immediately.
Oh, that's good. I mean, you know, you can't always find somebody who's over 55 to be the caregiver. So interesting. All right, great for that information.
Yeah. Good. And we have a story by Erica, Erica Ritchie, about the dramatic increase in the number of marine mammal rescues along the Orange County coast since the start of the year. and it's led the Pacific Marine Mammal Center to issue an urgent request for financial help from members.
Wow.
And other supporters.
Well, look, they're not even just taking they're taking a dolphin now.
Dolphins? Mm-hmm.
I didn't even realize they took dolphins.
They've taken in dolphins, sea lions,
right.
as we know.
Okay.
The center has actually taken in 3 times the number of dehydrated sea lion pups, 34 rescues since January.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And then she was saying that they're going to be doing some testing to find out maybe why. Do they have any idea?
Well, what the center's CEO, Peter Chang, said, El Nino warm water conditions, storm wastewater runoff, and entanglements have increased the number of marine mammals being seen at the center. The center is also looking into viral and bacterial causes, as well as toxic algae blooms off Newport Beach that's causing dolphins to beach themselves.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And you know, I just saw something else the other day about a whale that was really close to shore. So is that same problem, or we don't know?
We don't really know, but
Wow.
this could explain some of what they're seeing.
Gosh, I hope so.
Just the massive increase in
We had so much
this type
rain
of thing.
and just all that runoff, so I imagine how icky the water probably is
I
now,
know,
especially
I know.
in Dana Point, because you know how it
Yes.
all collects right there.
Yes.
So.
So anyway, if people would like to donate, the center, which is located in a red barn along Laguna Canyon Road, gets about 25% of its funding from grants and 10% from fee-based educational programs and summer camps. But most of the educational programs are free, and most of its funding does come from private donors.
Okay. Well, that would be a good cause.
That would be a very good cause. Help those sea lion pups.
And anything else that comes on board.
Yeah, right. And finally, I'll talk about our letters for the week. Now, we are getting very sparse in our letters, so I don't know if that means things are good in Laguna Woods Village, but
Or they're not bad.
Or they're not bad.
They're not bad.
They're not bad. But we would like to hear from you, even if you have positive letters, especially if you have positive
Exactly.
letters. You know, a shout out for your landscaper, or any of the services. A shout out to your neighbor for being a good neighbor. Anything. We would love to hear from you. So please keep those letters coming to the Laguna Woods Globe. This week, our letters include a lost key card fob and a shout out to 19 Restaurant for a 100th birthday party. In fact, we have a couple of photos in today of birthday parties, one 90th and one 100th party.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So that's
Fun.
always nice to see. Now we have this letter from Rich Haskell, who writes, "My congratulations to GRF board members Pat English and Richard Palmer. Their common sense votes opposing electric vehicle charging stations in Laguna Woods Village are commendable. Spending resident money on questionable state-of-the-art technologies is not in the interest of Laguna Woods Village. Very few people in the village now own an electric car." He writes, "With an average age of 78 years, a significant percentage of residents will never buy another vehicle. I don't see a lot of electric cars here in our near or immediate future."
That's a good opinion.
So,
Yeah, he makes a good point.
he does.
All
He
right.
does. So that is our report for today.
Nice.
Erica Ritchie will be back next week to fill in for me.
Excellent.
And you can get your globe on the first floor of the community center.
Perfect. Well, thank you for the update.
You are welcome.
All right. And remember, as Jennifer told you, you can always get this on the first floor of the Community Services Building at 8 a.m. on Thursday morning. We'll be right back.
Do you know the difference between the parts of Medicare? Part A, Part B, Part C, and Part D. There are many important facts you need to understand about Medicare to make sure you get the most out of the Medicare plans and benefits that are available to you. My name is Erin Reed, and I'm a licensed Medicare expert, and I would love to help you navigate the complicated Medicare system. Please call me today for a free consultation so we can figure out the plan that is right for you.
Welcome back. Well, we have a full house here today. We have Brian Gruner from Recreation, who has brought with him Beth Scott, who is with Chick-fil-A, and then we also have Yvonne Cosell, who's with Garda Heart Foundation. Now, they both will be at the Health and Wellness Expo that's coming up in just a week or so. So we're going to start with Brian and have you tell us a little bit about the Health and Wellness Expo.
Of course. So last year we had our first annual Health and Wellness Expo at Clubhouse 2. This year we're having it at Clubhouse 5. We're expanding the services and the offerings there, going to the biggest clubhouse that we have, and we have about over 30 vendors participating this year. So we're expecting a much larger turnout from our residents.
Right.
And it's going to be a great event. We're going to have fitness and different demonstrations going on. We're going to have breakout sessions with speakers and presenters, and it's going to be very informational. They can also talk to the different sponsors and vendors and find out more information on what they do. We're going to have free food available. We're also doing some raffle prizes.
Okay.
So it's just going to be a great event, and really looking forward to it.
Now, when we were talking last time, I guess that was last week, you were telling me that now that you've gone to the larger room or clubhouse, you can now have what you said, breakout sessions. So now you're going to have an enclosure where before it was all in one.
Right. So last year everything was in the main ballroom, and it just kind of a little bit droned out when the speakers were talking. And so now at Clubhouse 5 we have separate rooms where, with different topics and discussions and presenters, and it's going to be, people can choose where they want to go, and it's going to be a little bit more intimate and a little bit more informative that way.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's have Beth, why don't you tell me a little bit about why you're participating in this event?
Sure. Well, as a local business here nearby, we like to support the community.
Serve as a dark
I've
chapter
gotten to know Brian a little bit through other events, and then also the fact that it is focusing on health. A lot of people don't know that Chick-fil-A has a lot of healthy options.
Right.
You shared you love the spicy chicken sandwich,
Yes.
which is fried, and it's wonderful. So I don't want to take you away from that. But also, if you want to be healthy one day, we have a lot of other items. So I wanted to be sure to highlight that.
Okay, well, actually, let's talk about some of those items. Now, here with us in studio, you have a beautiful looking salad. Tell me about that.
This is our fresh market salad. So it has our grilled chicken breast on it. It's baby greens and green leaf lettuce. And then it has fresh fruit. And we get our produce fresh daily. So this particular salad has strawberries, blueberries, and apples in it. And we make it every day. And it's only 560 calories.
Okay. Now, if you left the dressing off of it, would it be less calories?
That is 560 without the dressing. So you can go large with some dressing that's going to add significantly more. But we also have a lot of light dressings like light Italian, light balsamic, fat-free honey mustard. So you can kind of vary that.
Well, and the good thing is it's got the chicken in there, so at least you're getting your protein, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Tell me about the little lettuce wraps.
Sure. So our grilled chicken lettuce wrap is actually what we have donated 750 of to the Health and Wellness Expo. And this also has grilled chicken with lettuce, a little bit of corn, as well as our cabbage and shredded carrots and cheese in that.
Okay.
So, and it's on a flaxseed tortilla, so a little bit lower carb.
Okay, and I'm sorry, how many calories is that one?
So that one is 660. Also, before you slather any dressing
on it,
on
right? Okay, all right. Well, we probably say hold the dressing, right? So, all right. Well, good. Well, these are two, and then there's two other items that you have that are also of healthy choices.
Yeah, and we actually have a lot. So we have our grilled nuggets, which, as you can see, the grilled chicken is kind of a theme to make a healthier choice.
Right.
And the nuggets themselves are only 140 calories. They're also gluten-free, and they are grilled on a separate grill, so there's no cross-contamination. So again, for people who need to have those dietary
And they grill those
restrictions.
at the place.
Correct.
Oh, that's good. Okay, good.
So those are freshly grilled.
All right.
And then our fish fillet. I mean, fish is Pacific cod, and this is a very limited time offer. And in fact, not every Chick-fil-A offers it, so just be aware of that.
Okay.
But ours here off El Toro does. It's fried, so it's a little bit different as far as how it's prepared.
Right.
But it's only 280 calories.
Okay.
And a lot of people are looking for a different option right now during Lent. So.
Oh, yeah, good point. That's right. Okay, good. So what will Chick-fil-A have at the Health and Wellness Expo? You're going to offer these?
The grilled chicken cool wrap is what we've donated 750 to the attendees.
And that will be split between 2 days, right?
It will be split between 2 days, right.
All right, so it will be a first come, first serve. So I would get there early so you guys can get those chicken wraps. And then let's talk a little bit about the name. So Chick-fil-A, where did it come from? How did it come about?
Sure. So the founder, Truett Cathy, when he started Chick-fil-A, he just came up with something about chicken, obviously, so the chick. And then he of course, used filleted breast meat only is what we provide. And then the capital A stands for quality. So he wanted something showing we use fresh ingredients, you know, we cook to order. So that's why that capital A. So some people say Chick-fil-A, which is not quite correct, but it's Chick-fil-A.
However, at least you got the name across, right?
Exactly.
That's the important thing. All right. Excellent. Well, thank you. That's perfect. And then Yvonne, tell me a little bit about Garda Heart. I don't think many people have heard about you or about the organization itself. Tell me how it came about.
For sure. Well, I want to start by sharing with your viewers that, you know, health is not an event. It doesn't happen just one time. We're either building on our health or it's simply going away. And a lot of people think that if they don't have any symptoms that they're healthy. But did you know the first symptom of a heart attack for most people is death? So if you're waiting around for symptoms to gauge how healthy you are, there's probably a better way. It's like if you're out in the ocean and you see a shark fin and then you don't. Do you feel safe because it went away? No, it probably went to Sonar or its friends to have you for lunch. So, you know, I love the Garda Heart because you can learn about heart disease. Early detection is huge in prevention.
Okay.
So with the Garda Heart Foundation and the Pulse Cardiac Test, with a simple blood draw, you can detect your risk of heart attack or stroke within 5 years.
Okay.
And it also will tell you your heart age. And 2/3 of the American population have a heart age higher than their chronological age. So Gina, who works with Dr. Harrington from Garda Heart, at 49, she got her test done. Her heart age was 74.
Oh my gosh.
That was a huge wake-up call. Yeah. And that number is the most respondents. So if you, through lifestyle changes, we know that diet and exercise are the cornerstones to the prevention and management of so many diseases that we see today, especially heart disease. That number can go down. You know, public enemy number one is sugar. So get the sugar out of the diet.
Okay.
You know, handle your stress, maybe meditate, start exercising, and you're going down to your normal age instead of your chronological age.
So now, how would a patient find out about this type of testing? Can they just ask their doctor?
They can ask their doctor for the pulse cardiac test.
Okay.
We're going to be at the Wellness Expo both days. The office is in Irvine, and through my events, I've had the phlebotomists from Garda Heart come and do the blood draw for my clients. They'll go out to your office, so they're very, very accessible. And Dr. Harrington is willing to talk to the doctor if they're not understanding what the test is about. So they can ask their doctor to request the pulse cardiac test.
Okay, and you said it's just a simple blood test.
A simple blood test, and the more you learn, the more life you can add to your years, because life is long.
Well, exactly, and we have an awful lot of doctors on our show that talk so much about heart disease and heart attacks and heart prevention and operations and things like that, when really there's so many things we can do, like you said, to help alleviate a lot of those symptoms.
Yeah, we live in a very interesting time where our genes no longer have to be our destiny. So 80 to 90% of that is our environment.
Right.
You know, so cutting the inflammation down, because that's the true cause of the underlying diseases that we see today.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you would recommend people do?
Definitely cut the sugar out in their diet. Really be aware of how much sugar they're consuming. Read the food labels. You know, women should be having no more than 6 teaspoons of sugar a day, men 9. Look at the nutrition facts. Total sugar, 1 teaspoon of sugar is equivalent to 4 grams of sugar. So just it adds up very, very quickly.
Exactly. And there's so many foods that have sugar in it that you wouldn't even know. So, all right, well, good information. And they can come by a booth and talk to you about this at the Health and Wellness Expo.
Right.
Wonderful, thank you so much. All right, so tell me again a little bit more about the Health and Wellness Expo. When is it? And
so the event is on March 21st from 11 to 3, March 21st and 22nd from 11 to 3, Clubhouse 5.
All right.
You know, just come on down. Just we have a full program laid out, and the different breakout sessions are starting at 11:30 and going all the way through until about 2:30.
Perfect. Well, it sounds great. Well, you've got some good folks there, and thank you both for being with us.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
All right, so remember that the Health and Wellness Expo is going to provide these delicious items that I am going to try in just a few minutes. So we'll be right back.
Welcome to South County Adult Day Services. Conveniently located right here in Laguna Woods, we provide a safe, secure environment where you or your loved one can spend the day. Come socialize with friends, engage in enriching activities, receive the expert care you need, and participate in fun hobbies. Improve your mental and physical health and maintain your independence. We even take care of transportation. For a free tour, call us at 949-855-9444 or visit us at our center between El Toro and Moulton Parkway right next to the Olive Garden.
Today, patients have many options for their care, whether it's their private doctor,
in urgent care, retail clinics, nursing advice lines, and even telemedicine. So while patients do have many options for their medical problems today, some conditions, such as heart attack, stroke, and sepsis, truly need immediate care in the emergency department. Every minute does count. We're here ready to help 24/7, 365 days a year at Memorial Care Saddleback Medical Center Emergency Department.
When you travel with AAA, you get more than a vacation. You get exclusive AAA member benefits, special offers on unforgettable experiences, and the travel planning knowledge of your own AAA travel agent. When you travel with AAA, you get the vacation of your dreams. To save on a pleasant holidays vacation, visit your local AAA travel agent today.
Hi, I'm Wendy Miller, your Laguna Woods real estate professional. Have you been looking for a realtor?
Wendy Miller helped me through the challenging process of real estate here in Laguna Woods. She was helpful, she was fun, she was professional. I really recommend her.
Whether you're thinking of buying, selling, downsizing, or even relocating within Laguna Woods, I am your real estate professional and can help guide you through the entire process. Give me a call and I'll help you make the right move.
Welcome back. We have a Friday fun movie for you at 2 and 7 p.m. It's called The Nutcracker and the Four Realms, and it's about young Clara who needs a magical one-of-a-kind key to unlock a box that contains a priceless gift. A golden thread leads her to a coveted key, but it soon disappears into a strange and mysterious parallel world. In that world, she meets a soldier named Philip, a group of mice, and the regents who preside over 3 realms. Clara and Philip must now enter a 4th realm to retrieve the key and restore harmony to the unstable land. And that stars Mackenzie Foy, Keira Knightley, and Morgan Freeman. I like Morgan Freeman.
Yes, and
he's always good.
There's something in the trailer there, they show it. There's a homage to Fantasia in the movie, and that was the scene where they're beginning to do. There is one part of this movie where they do dance. They do part of the Nutcracker Suite. And it's where the symphony is getting ready, and they shot it almost identical to how the original Fantasia is.
Oh, that's
sort
great.
of in silhouette.
Oh, that sounds cool.
So as soon as I saw that at the movie, when I watched this, I was like, there's the tribute.
He recognized that.
Yeah, good
course
movie.
you did.
Now on Monday, the movie is Mary Queen of Scots, and this is based on a true story. A very complicated story. Complicated in that when you go back to that time. Mary Stuart's attempt to overthrow her cousin Elizabeth, the first Queen of England, finds her condemned to 2 years of imprisonment before facing execution. And both of these, their sisters, or of course, no, they were.
Are they sisters?
Well, they're stepsisters because different
that's right.
wives of Henry VIII.
That's right.
And so because of that, they were kind of at odds. And the biggest problem between the two, and this is historical, is that Mary wanted to go back to Catholicism, where Elizabeth wanted the country to stay as Protestants, like her dad, Henry VIII did. So that's really the contention here. Of course, that's been a contention in that part of the area with the United Kingdom really ever since. So it is a very, very good movie, beautifully shot. And I think you'll enjoy it. I think they've made this movie probably 3 or 4 times, and it's been play and all kinds of things. But good movie, and that will be on Monday. It runs a little over 2 hours, and it's rated R.
Yep. All right, so a couple things. We have a guided autobiography writing class available. That will be at the Community Center in the Pine Room, and that's going to be on Thursdays, March 21st through May 9th from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Now, the good thing about this is that it's with a professional writer. Her name is Sherry Coleman. She's been teaching guided autobiography classes and facilitating legacy journey workshops in Laguna Woods Village since 2009. And like I mentioned, it's $149 for 8 sessions. But you know what? If you really want to learn how to do something like this, that's actually not that bad of a price
No.
to be able to learn how to do it. And you can have a free preview of this on Thursday, March 14th at 6:30 p.m. And I would call Recreation for more information at 597-4273, or you can email recreation@vmsinc.org.
Yeah, so
Sounds
check that
good.
out tonight if you are interested. Get a free preview of that.
All right, and then we also have the Old Pros have something fun. It's called Cold Readings in American Realism, a great adventure for both the performer and the audience. So it's going to be at Clubhouse 7 on Thursday, March 14th, and it's at 4 p.m. Now it is free for members, but the guests are $3, and they will have light refreshments. So it's kind of like you are learning, you know, it's 18 parts, 12 scenes. You arrive promptly at 4 to snag one of the parts in one of the 12 scenes, and you take to the stage to interpret great lines such as, "It all poured out the whole story. Central Park West upbringing, socialist summer camps, brandies. She was every dame you saw penciling. Yes, very true. Into the margin of some book on con."
There you go. You can do the cold reading.
The horror of, what was it for? The Mensa. Horror of
okay.
Mensa. Anyway, so that's going to be Thursday, March 14th. Obviously, I don't know what I'm doing.
You're doing a cold reading. That's exactly what
And
it is.
it's pretty cold.
Yeah, you give someone something, they see it for the first time. Coming up on Sunday, the Towers is doing both their brunch and then followed by their buyer and realtor reception. If you want to attend the brunch, it always sells out, so please call them. Of course, this is a St. Patrick's Day themed brunch. 597-4278, and the brunch goes from, I believe, 11:30 to about 1:30 or so, so make sure you call. That you have to reserve, $26 per person. The buyer and realtor reception, that starts at 1:30. You do not have to RSVP for that, but that gives you a chance if you would ever like to move in there. You want to look at a few of the units. They take you around and you can see what's available.
Wonder if they'll have green eggs.
Maybe. I think they should.
Brunch. I think they should too.
Yeah, I think they should too.
They don't look very appetizing though.
Yeah,
All right.
that would be fun. All right, now what's fun is the weather, although as Dr. John Hovhannissian said, we were talking about, we've had some dry wind. We haven't been used to this for a while, so it kind of can play havoc on your eyes. And we're going to have the winds maybe till Saturday, at least for another couple days. And then you can see, look at that warmer weather. We have not seen those temps in quite a while.
So excited.
Yes, more rain is probably on the way next week, middle of the week. But overall, we have some wonderful temperatures for you. And just beautiful weather. Go out and enjoy it. And I won't be here tomorrow. You're going to be here instead.
No, I'm going to take over tomorrow.
I'm going to be in Palm Springs. So.
I love it, where it's going to be nice and warm. All right, so tomorrow we have Sterling Financial, the United Mutual update, and Tea Party Sentinels. So have a great day in the village, and we're going to dive right into this little chicken salad from Chick-fil-A. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.